Hari Om. Bhagavad Gita is total 18 chapters and 700 verses in those 18 chapters. It's a very long text to read. It takes about 1.5 hours to read. It takes very long to understand that text. Today I'm just going to try and very quickly summarize the main themes of these different chapters. So let us start with chapter 1. If you look at the chapter 1, it's nothing but our life and the negative dimension that we face in our life, the sufferings that we come across, the attachments that we have, the desires that we have, the ambitions that we have, the expectations that we have from ourselves, from other people. All of these attachments, all of these desires, all of these ambitions, all of these connections, they bring suffering to us. And this suffering affects the quality of our life. It reduces my creativity, takes away my desire to live. It takes away my physical health, mental health. So this is exactly what Arjuna has presented, has shown it to Sri Krishna that he is suffering and he is asking for help. So from second chapter onwards, Sri Krishna is answering. So the first argument that Sri Krishna has presented to Arjuna is, you have falsely identified yourself as your body. And this false identification with body, what is body? Body is your 5 sensory organs. The information that you receive from the outside is through these 5 sensory organs. Your actions and your karmas are through the 5 motor organs. And the mind, which is behind these sensory organs and motor organs. So the mind and these organs is how you identify yourself with. And Sri Krishna is telling Arjuna that these indriyas, these organs and mind is actually what's bringing all this suffering to you. So your identification with your body is not right. You are not the body, but you are a part of the divine. To understand this divine part in yourself, you have to first establish control over these sensory organs, motor organs and your mind. So second chapter, the theme is establish control over mind and organs. Once you attain this control over sensory organs and mind, your mind will be balanced. Your organs will calm down. And this is a state of a yogi. Sthita Prajna, as is called in second chapter. The question is how to achieve this control of sensory organs and control of mind. The answer is Karma Yoga. It's my karmas that bring this suffering to me. It's my karmas that bring sensory organs their pleasure. It's my karmas that my mind is driving. So if I start controlling my karmas by doing karma yoga, by doing my swadharma, my duty, my responsibility in such a way that I am non-attached and that karma is selfless, then that same karma will bring me control over mind and control over sensory organs. That's chapter 3. How to do this karma yoga? There are different ways. The yagyas, the different ways we can do our karmas is the subject of chapter 4. The chapter 5 is about comparison between a life of a monk and a life of a householder who is doing karma yoga. And Sri Krishna is saying that you become a monk like Buddha, or you live in a family life. It's one and the same. If in family life, every karma that you are doing is karma yoga. Now look at your life in your day-to-day household duties. If you are non-attached, nothing influences you then. If you have no desires, your mind and sensory organs are absolutely in control. And that's exactly the same state of mind that a monk is in. So this is chapter 5. And then chapter 6 is this continuous effort of controlling the mind and controlling sensory organs through various techniques. Even if it's techniques like Ashtanga Yoga, meditation, or techniques like Hatha Yoga, or techniques like some other austerities, or some other forms. Ultimately what it's going to lead to is the knowledge of this divine dimension that Sri Krishna has talked in chapter 2. That is Atma, the divinity in me. So me controlling mind and organs is going to lead to self-realization. So chapter 6, the subject is about self-realization. Knowing myself that I am not this body, knowing that I am not the sensory organs and mind, but I am beyond that, the divine dimension. The moment I achieve this divine dimension, my vision is completely transformed. When I look outside, look around in the mother nature, look around in society, look around to every object, the perception is changed. A Atma Jnani, an enlightened being, what does he see? That is the subject of chapter 7. Everywhere outside, every object that is created by the mother nature, what does he see? He sees divinity in every object. Like the mother sees equality in all the children, the Atma Jnani, the self-realized soul, has equality with every object around. In 7 chapters, Sri Krishna has started explaining what is this creation, the Prakriti, the mother nature. And he has given Para and Apara Prakriti, the two types of Prakriti. The one is the manifested world that you can see with your sensory organs, and then there is a subtle aspect to that manifested world which we can't really see, but we can understand. Then chapter 8, Sri Krishna is talking about the divine Paramatma, the cosmic creation with all the cosmic objects around. How the universe has come into existence. What is the starting of this and what is the end point? There is no end, but he is describing all these processes. Start and end are just like a cyclic process. Then in chapter 9, Sri Krishna is explaining the total wisdom is knowledge of the self and knowledge of the cosmos. The cosmic knowledge is very relevant for our existence. We must understand where do we come from. We must understand what is our connection with every object in the cosmos. What is our connection with this energy that has created us. That is the subject of chapter 9. In chapter 10, Sri Krishna has discussed many different objects that we see in Mother Nature, that we see in our society, that we see in ourselves, the qualities. And he's tried to show the oneness in all these objects. And that same subject in chapter 11, Sri Krishna has made it into a unified picture, one picture, because there are millions, billions, trillions of objects. What is their connection? Even if you look in the Mother Nature, trees, animals, mountains, water, rivers, ocean. If you look around, sun, moon, what is the connection between all this? That integrated picture is shown in chapter 11. Chapter 12, this integrated picture that is shown to Arjuna is intense because it contains the entire cosmos. And that picture does not even have time and space. Everything is contained in one place. Universe, from one small Hiranyagarbha, a point of intense energy, that entire universe has come into existence, that Paramatma. So that expression in chapter 11 has scared Arjuna. So in chapter 12, Shri Krishna is saying to Arjuna that look at the mild form. And he's showing him that beautiful mild dimension of manifested divine. And how to worship this cosmic energy in a manifested form. In chapter 13, Shri Krishna has done something interesting. He's trying to combine the chapter 11 cosmic form into your body. So Shri Krishna is saying the body is nothing but a replica of this cosmic form. And the Atma inside, the divine dimension inside, is nothing but the form of the cosmic consciousness. So in chapter 13, Shri Krishna is saying that though these forms are ferocious that you think that are scaring you, in your body is the same form and you can see it's still ferocious. In chapter 14, Shri Krishna is explaining how this cosmic creation leads to a human creation. And this human life, though it's created by the cosmic dimension, why there are so many differences? Why there are sufferings? Why we have birth? Why we have death cycles? And he is talking about gunas as the dimension responsible for this birth and death cycles. These gunas, sattva, raja, tama, are the ones that bind us to this life. And they are the ones who cause this karma bandha, these attachments. And in same chapter, Shri Krishna is telling the way to get out of this cycle. And that is again same, the karma yoga, control of body and control of mind and control of sensory organs, control of motor organs. In chapter 15, Shri Krishna has almost compiled all of the chapters together from chapter 2 to chapter 14. And he's discussing an integrated picture for Arjuna. And he's saying to Arjuna that the Atma is influenced by the mind and the sensory and motor organs. And these mind and sensory organs, their conditionings or their desires or their strengths, weaknesses, whatever, are there because of your karmas. Now these mind and these sensory organs is what makes you who you are. And these mind and sensory organs are influenced by gunas. So if you want to go beyond these gunas, if you want to understand the true nature of yourself, then you must control your karmas. And the karma should be done in a karma yoga way, by controlling your desires, controlling your ego. And the karmas should be an offering to the cosmic. So you are playing your role, you are playing your part in your day-to-day life. And that will ultimately bring you that freedom, moksha. It will free you from this karma bandha, these attachments to this life. attachment to that birth and death cycles. And that dimension is Purushottam. So this is chapter 15. Chapter 16, Sri Krishna is talking about the qualities that will purify you, that will take you beyond these three gunas, that will free you from this karma bandha, the attachments. And then he is discussing the qualities that will bind you, that will limit you to this life of suffering. And he has given three qualities: kama, krodha and lobha, desires, ego and anger, and greed. And he says these three qualities are doors to hell. And beyond these three qualities is heaven. That is chapter 16. Chapter 17 is again Sri Krishna is discussing how you should keep your mind, how you should do your karmas, how you should do the austerities, how you should give back, how you should conduct your life, how your daily lifestyle should be, what you should eat, what you should not eat, so that you can go beyond these gunas. And the chapter 18 is nothing but the revision of every chapter. So chapter 1, discussing the reasons for suffering and bondages and attachments, to a complete freedom from all of these sufferings and attachments, and a complete wisdom. This is how this Bhagavad Gita chapters are placed. I'm going to stop here. Hari Om.